setting is in the land of what did I call it? Akeros, which is ruled by a sort of a tyrannical empire. And the city that this adventure will mostly take place is called Duskwall. It is the third age, 896 of the imperial calendar. And it's your average day in the city. I believe everybody decided to be a local, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yes.
Not me, I'm a visitor.
Who's that again?
That'd be me. I'm playing
Jin.
Jin. Yeah.
Right. So you have...
I didn't actually get around to filling out my backstory on the character sheet. I'm sure.
Yeah, you might have noticed that I put it a sort of
I did.
a...
My plan was to do it last night, but after I filled everything else out, it was midnight. So, and I just was too tired to do it.
I'm surprised I even got my token done last night.
I like how you forgot the name of the city, but I'm not throwing shade or anything. That is exactly how my characters' names always go.
I forgot the
entirely
name
forget
of the continent. I didn't forget the name of the city. The city is like Duskwall. I can't remember that from the top of my head, but the continent itself is a little obscure.
I always name my guys the weirdest things. Just my first character was Julius, which was easy, but I for some reason named this one now Alros or something. So I'm gonna try to figure out how to pronounce that correctly.
Let's start this off, and I shall roll a little bit of a roll to see who we start off with. We will start with Equine Maddels, your local wizard, and let me remind of myself what was your backstory.
Mine.
Yes, you are the noble.
Yes.
One of the...
So, let me transfer you onto the city map. You are in the Six Towers, the place of magic, and as it turns out, the rest of the city in this part is not in the best of conditions, which is unfortunate for a minor noble as you are. But at least the Towers of Magic are fairly well kept. At least they tried with those. And one day, as you're studying your magic arts and learning the secrets behind your spells, your headmaster calls you over.
I walks towards him and listen to what he has to say.
Mm-hmm. You walk into the classroom. I believe you chose to be just like a common student, right?
Yes, I was a common student.
Right, so you just go into the like massive lecture halls and you walk up to the professor and he throws you over.
I'm sorry, did I catch the last word?
He throws you over, like he calls you over as he sees you coming. And as you approach, he's like a little bit of an older fellow. And he's like, "Oh, good, Equine, you made it. Your graduation is close by, right? As it happens, I might have made small mistakes in your application forms."
What mistake?
You see, the paper and quill that I wrote in were not of the official kind, and Well, you could imagine a slight problem that caused. And I have a little bit of an errand for you to run for to pretty much fix this.
I'm sorry. You're asking me because of. I mean, if it's that. I mean, if it's an easy, it's an easy thing. If it's an easy thing, I will do it. That's not much problem.
Oh yes, it's quite a simple job. As you know, I'm quite a busy person, and well, I'll even give you extra credit for doing it.
Oh, thank you. I was expecting that.
And the little errand is just, I need you to go to the Char Hollow postal office in the market square and just retrieve your application form from the post office before it's applied to, and well, you get applied into the Imperial Army instead of the magic schools.
Wait, what? There was an error in sending it? I go immediately then. There is no time to waste.
And he just kind of nervously laughs it off as you just kind of realize that you might be stuck serving in the military for the next 10 years. As you head towards the Char Hollow Market, as we'll pause your little side adventure there. As we go on to the next person in line, who is gonna be Alrose. How do you pronounce your last name? Trinari?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Yeah, I'm not good at pronouncing names there, so...
I literally just made it up in my head, and I don't know how it's supposed to sound, so...
Now, you had a little bit of more of a half-finished backstory, so we'll roll with it, but if you got a time at some point, feel free to add something to it.
Okay.
I don't mind, but it's your average day in your noble house. And it turns out that your father has called you over to his study.
Then I go walk over and open the door to it.
And over there in his study, and he's reading like a big book on like tactics and military escapades. And he calls you over to sit and offers you like, well, the maid that you have offers you some tea.
Sit down and drink.
Oh, Olros. Your father speaks up.
Yes, father.
You are a good kid.
Well, I try to be.
And I was hoping that you could do our family proud.
Gladly.
We have arranged a little meeting for you with a lovely little lady.
He stays silent for a bit. Just waiting to hear more.
You are to attend the meeting in the Char Hollow Market Square in the local cafe, as we have arranged a meeting for you, 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Will you attend?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, good. And he hands you like this scroll marked with the stamp of your noble house, and he's like, this is a little introduction to greet who you are and where you're from.
Okay. And he starts heading that way.
Alright. That was quick and painless. Next up, that would be the druid, Jin, the new arrival. So, a question for you would be, have you been to this city for a little while, or have you just arrived?
I will say he just arrived.
Alright. You have taken the rail to the city, as you have passed through the Deathlands without no issue. You arrive at the night market, which is a busy place, especially the little train's ticket station. You get a couple of nasty looks as some of the citizenry look at your particular racial features, as your kind is not exactly welcome here.
He won't particularly notice because I imagine this is the first proper city he's been into, so he's just kind of in awe of just about everything, the sheer amount of people, the buildings. He's never experienced anything like that, so he's just kind of in awe at the moment, unless someone does anything particular to him, obviously.
No, mostly it's like nasty glares and like you might hear a whisper like, "Oh my god, look at him."
Yeah, he'd be too distracted to even notice that, especially if it's really busy. He probably wouldn't even hear it.
And you walk out of the little station after exiting the train and the station itself. And is there any particular reason that you might have come to this city, or is it like...
He's mostly traveling around to gain experience and to learn more about himself and experience new places. So probably what he's going to do is start wandering around to a point he's going to get very lost. He won't realize just how confusing
You know
it is.
what? That works. I don't need to come up a reason why would you go to my starting location. You're just gonna get lost.
Yeah, more or less.
Alright, that covers you. And who's left? I believe that is our Iltrix Knight.
me.
Oh my god, that is gonna be tough to pronounce. Oh, never mind. Eden Fairchild and Constable Valiant. It's so cute.
He is the hero of this story.
It truly is. And I believe you had mentioned, yes, you're from the military family.
Yep, and I am an officer of the law.
So, one day as you waken from your... Well, you wouldn't be at the barracks at this point, you would probably more than have your own little sleeping quarters. But you hear that your commanding officer wants you.
Right. You can go to his office.
Okay. Behind the desk, you see... You know what? You see a elf, quite a strong woman, as she looks at you, and is, you say, by the way, you're like an officer. What kind of a rank you would say you would have?
If we're talking about police, I'd be a detective. If we're
Alright.
talking about the military, I guess probably a lieutenant. Nothing too high. Nothing
Yeah,
fancy.
maybe lieutenant. So this woman, I believe captain is above lieutenant, right? Or is it the other way around?
Yes, captain is above lieutenant.
So yeah, you see your
No,
captain.
you got it right.
And she's like, you managed to salute her, and she's like, "Ah, good. You have made it, Eden. Please don't always seem so timeliness on your part.
Punctuality is important to me, I suppose.
We have a little bit of a patrol for you today. Nothing more. Should be just an easy assignment. You up to it?
Of course. With curiosity, why are you sending an officer on this patrol as opposed to a...
We
Either
have gotten a few complaints on the behavior of our people in a certain district, so we just want to make sure that everything is fine.
I'm up to the task.
You just need to go to the Charhalo district and take Squad 4 with you. They don't tend to follow orders.
Ah, so you're giving me the riffraff. I understand, ma'am.
Dismissed.
She salutes, turns on her heel, and leaves the office, closes the door behind her.
Mm-hmm. You walk quite a while and you even get a little carriage journey, and you're introduced to they take you to this small little military, well, not exactly military, more like a peacekeeper police corps like district, and they bring you to the training yard, and you look over there and you see like this 4 to 6 what I would describe as less than kept people.
Oh boy. She puts on her cap and walks over to them, being sure to exhibit the posture and aura of an officer.
Uh-huh. Well, one of this, like, oh no, here comes a new one.
I'd like to remind you that it's customary to salute officers when they approach you.
They give you like a half-hearted salute, like they barely manage to lift up their 2 fingers above their head, and they're like, oh yeah, whatever.
I need 4 of you. Volunteers would be preferable.
Well, Lieutenant, what you want?
We're going on a patrol.
Again?
She picks out 4 of them at random as they start to bellyache.
And another one is like, oh, come on now, can't we just eat? As you can see that he's a little bit of more of a man with a belly.
If you wanted to eat before your patrol, then you should have gotten up earlier.
And they kind of sigh, and you see them manage to pack what substitutes that gear for a 3rd string quarterback. Well, a soldier. You can see why they wanted an officer here. And you pick the 4 or 6 of them and head towards the Charhalo market. And lastly, I believe we have Leonardo Wilfer? Is that it?
Yeah, it's close enough. Since we have 2 Leos, I could change my name.
I mean, maybe or maybe not. I don't know.
Not really that big of a deal. I could change it.
Yeah, it's no issue, but for now, you're walking through the streets of, I don't know, maybe Coleridge or Charlotte Hall, it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
you're walking and you've been doing your side project. But one day, as it's closing pretty dark, and you're walking across the dark alleys and whatnot, you see a person to the side alley. He kind of looks you over and he tells you to, like, hey, Yeah.
I just look at him with a blank expression.
And you see him like he flashes you like a pledge of the I almost called it the machine cult, but no, the machine god.
Could you repeat that?
He shows you like a small little badge of a
Badge,
machine
okay.
badge of the machine god.
I would, so my hands are in my pocket, like halfway. I would raise my eyebrow at him and walk towards him out of curiosity.
He kind of pulls you to the side alley and he's like, "Hey, listen, is your name Leo?"
Who wants to know?
I managed to receive a message from your your patron.
He pulls his hand out of his pocket, his eyebrows still raised, and like extends his hand to receive this message if it is in letter form.
Yeah, he hands you like this, almost like a small little data print of like a sheet of paper, like almost like copy paper, honestly.
Okay. I would unfold it to read it.
It reads, Leonard, my subject. I have a lead for you. In the market of Share Hollow, there is something that you might be interested in.
That's it.
Yes.
I look at the messenger boy and say, "Is there anything else you want to tell me, or are you done?"
He like opens his palm, almost like expecting some money.
I flick him a. 1 second.
I almost was expecting you to say I flick him a middle finger.
No. I want to say I would like toss him a silver piece.
All right. And he just kind of nods to you and he says, "Hail to the machine god."
I'll
Well,
nod
actually,
and walk.
Clary. And he like scurries off.
I'll sigh, folding the note back into my pocket and casually start walking away like nothing happened towards the location.
All right, fair enough. With that, everybody's going towards the location. As you walk or take a carriage, I would imagine. Or take the carriage, or, well, mostly probably the nobles and the military officer is taking, well, the military officer is on patrol, so that would be on foot. But you come into this busy market square. Let me actually remove the fog of war so you can actually see something. And you see lots of people around. And they're spending their time, and you hear that the market is bustling with life. You see all kinds of food stalls, little market scammers, or like people who almost try to take advantage. You see some showmen on the street. You see like bars and mimics and whatnot. As you guys are
we're
around.
still...
Yes?
Oh, okay. Is
Go
this
ahead.
coming... whose perception are we...
This is just a general description of the area.
Okay. My bad.
I mean, if you want, you can roll perception, but it's mostly the same for all of you.
I guess I'd rather roll perception to see if I can spot this object.
Mm-hmm.
14.
You arrive at the square and you kind of look around and you see this small little stall which seems to have like small like mechanical parts. And you're walking over and you see like this small little cylinder. It's no larger than like a finger, but it looks fairly decent quality.
Is it something that shouldn't be there, or like compared to the other parts in the stall?
It
Is it like
looks a little out of place for what is essentially a street vendor.
I'll walk up to the vendor.
And you see this woman behind the stall. By the way, you may post your tokens to give you identification where you are currently at.
How do I do that?
Just click and drag your name from the.
Yeah, you can just click and drag. As the merchant says, customer, how can I help you today? Are you interested in my wares?
I am interested in your singular ware over there. He kind of nod like.
You're interested in the cylinder. I see. It is one of my finer pieces that I have managed to acquire.
And acquired how exactly?
Places.
I'm sure those places would love to have it back.
They won't be needing it anymore.
I see. So how much is it to get it off your hands, seeing as you might not need it anymore either?
Well, it's such a small object, but I can tell that it's some value, so how about 5 gold?
I'm off by 1 silver piece. Is that still fine?
I mean, you can haggle.
I'll rather say this and do a persuasion check if I could get it for like 1 less silver.
Yeah, good.
Since I gave my 1 silver to that one.
We'll go on to the other players, like you're doing like a haggling, trying to like converse with her. I mean, if you want to, of course. I always prefer role-playing instead of rolling, so if you want, you can give us a little demonstration of your haggling skill.
Yeah, if that exists. I would look, like, kind of like, focus on her eyes, and kneel forward, putting my arm on the stool, the table, and like... So, here's the problem, right? You want to sell an object that you probably don't even understand its value. Yeah. But obviously, this object is like, I mean, when you don't even know what you do with mechanical parts, you just sell it off for anything, yeah? But here it is, like, I could take it off your hands and give it some sort of use, you know what I mean, like, and yeah, how about you just give me the object and then we can stop talking.
All right.
Absolutely terrible. I couldn't think of anything. Don't judge.
All right. We'll move on to the other players while you're like discussing with her, since you were the first one to arrive anyways. Let's go to Chin. Why not? As you are kind of lost on the street and walking across the city, you bump into a person, and behind you, as you bump in, is like you see like this boorish brute man, and it's like, what you doing, little boy?
Oh, sorry, I'm not used to seeing so many people, and I'm very distracted. I'm sorry.
You're one of them, as he looks you over. Of course I bump into the scum.
That's very rude.
How you're gonna make it up to me, boy?
I'm just gonna start walking away at that point.
Hey, you come back here. And Eden, actually you and your guards at this point kind of walk into the scene as you see this big brutish man bullying a tabaxi. And one of your soldiers, in a meager attempt to keep peace, you see him kind of split off your patrol without any order, and he kind of walks up and he gets himself sucked straight in the face as he tries to come and like separate them.
Eden looks at the man to her right, and she says, "You're just gonna let him walk off alone, are you? Get in there, help him out."
Ah, yes, sir. And you see them kind of, well, couple of them stick with you, and 2 of them try to go and defuse the situation. Are you also going to intervene, or are you just gonna watch how your troops perform?
She is treating this like an inspection. She wants to see what they'll do.
Okay.
If it feels like she needs to intervene, she will.
Ah, yes. So yeah, you see the like 2 guards in the. Hold on, I need to check something. Ah, yes. Okay. And yeah, you see the 2 people kind of get in, and they like try to separate Jin and the big brutish man, as the big brutish man is like, "Hey boy, you get back here!" As Jin is trying to walk away. And you see the 2 guards kind of, well, they kinda try to rough him up unnecessarily. As they pull out like small little batons, and they like try to like almost like well, not beat him, but lightly like stab him at first with them. But
Are they doing that to me, the man, or both of us?
to the man, to the big brute.
Well, that's true, but she also just saw this guy punch one of the officers in the face. Are they like beating on him, or are they just pushing him away?
They're trying to push him away, and maybe if they have like a chance, they hit him with like a baton, like a police baton.
Okay.
Completely unnecessarily, because at this point they're kind of overwhelming him.
All right, men, that's enough. She's gonna put her hand on one of their shoulders to get them to stop.
Oh yeah, sure. And the big brute is on the corner. It's just like As you can see, like he's like bleeding a little from his nose, as one of them got a really good hit on his nose with the baton.
She looks to the man and she says, "Consider yourself lucky that you weren't arrested for assaulting an officer, and you should go about your day now, sir."
And you see him kind of walk away. Alright, let's move on to Altros. As you have come into the square, you see a small little, like an attendant with like your name on like a name sign over here, and they're like waiting for you, obviously.
I just walk up and take a seat. Just, hello, everyone.
Okay. You see like the small, like almost like a housemaid attendant with your name. Ah, good, you managed to make it. And in front of you, you see like a cup of tea and a little silverware with some basic food. And across the table, you see fairly young brunette woman.
Huh.
As she speaks up, are you Aldros?
Yes, I am. Very nice to meet you.
My name is Lillian. I'm from the... let me quickly come up with that name. Just a second. I'm from the Holmes family. My father is a merchant and my father is a minor political officer.
It's very nice to meet to make your acquaintance.
Do you hand her the scroll that you got from your father?
First, he goes in for like an awkward kind of handshake,
Uh-huh.
and then he does.
Alright, yep. They look it over and okay it, and they hand you over like their little signia. It's so good to me that you made it. I was worried that you might have left me to dust.
I would never. He gives a kind smile.
As the two of you kind of chit-chat, and the day is kind of passing along with these small little events. And as you guys are like, one of you is haggling, Jin has barely managed to get him away from the trouble, and Eden is having a little bit of trouble with his, her, sorry. I already said him, but whatever, her. Soldiers. You guys gonna... First, it's like a slight rumble you hear from the distance, and you're like, what is that? And you feel like something like... All of a sudden, you start to feel a little like unbalanced. Like, you're starting to like... Almost like have... not a seizure, but you're like feeling a little lightheaded at first, and you're like, what is this? How do you react?
Arlos is basically just sitting there, and when he feels it, he just looks confused and just puts his arm on the table as support and starts looking around.
As you can even see the little date with you having a little trouble. Like, yeah, it's just like, oh, what is that?
Yeah, he just looks around. Do you want me to make a perception check or anything?
Sure.
How do I make specific checks?
You just click the little so you have the like skill box, and you just click the name.
Okay.
They kind of like highlight a little when you hover your mouse over them, and then you just click. Oh, Ikwin, did I accidentally miss you? Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. I forgot about you for a second there. Alright. You arrive at this point. Ikwin?
Alright. I'm probably huffing and puffing, running towards whatever the place is supposed to be.
As you barely managed, makes actually sense you since you had the longest time to actually come here. You're pretty much exhausted at this point as you have ran like a marathon to get to the post office. As you arrive, you feel the similar kind of feeling. Do you react in any way at all?
I suppose I might think maybe it's something like an Arcana check I try to do, trying to figure out maybe something magical.
Okay.
Right, how do I do an Arcana check here?
Just open your sheet and click the name of the skill.
For some reason I cannot open my shit.
You might want to try and refreshing the server if it doesn't open. or you might have it open somewhere.
Yeah, look carefully on your map. It would appear as your character's name, but it'd be faded out. If it's there, then you won't be able to open your character sheet from the.
Yeah,
library.
you might have accidentally double-clicked it or something. But for now, I can roll for you. So you try to.
You can roll for me too.
So a hefty roll.
Yeah. Who just need a roll in?
Well, if you keep rolling like that, you can roll for me.
I see. No, you really don't want that since my rolls usually suck. But, Ikuin, you're sensing magic and you don't feel anything like out of the ordinary. Like, the flow of magic seems about average here. You can feel the presence of a couple of casters here, but nothing out of the usual. But Elros, you're the first one to kind of notice this. As you're kind of like sitting there, you feel like almost like a pressure underneath you. As you're about to realize what's happening, the earth starts to quake quite badly. And the people kind of jump for shelter. And you guys managed to like see this. But on the center of the fountain, you see almost like a miniature explosion. As the earth starts to crack and give underneath you. It starts crumbling heavily.
God.
And the citizenry and some of the guards that were with Eden drop down. And you guys managed to like brace for the most of the impact. But you're swallowed with the hole inside of it. You kind of feel yourself drop down. Like this, almost like a slight like mechanism, not like a hallway. As you kind of manage to hit your head on the way, and you feel yourself get a little like dizzy and confused. You, in a heat of the moment, you manage to lose consciousness for a moment. As you start waking up, you feel a pounding headache as you hear the rush of water near you. And you feel yourself being somewhat wet, covered in water, as you awaken from like a haze of a really bad hangover binge. And you find yourself in sewers. As you kind of look up towards the sky, you can tell that it's closing in nighttime, as you have realized that time has passed quite a bit, as you have been unconscious. As you awaken from the water, you can see a few of the citizenry down on the ground, unconscious or dead.
Can I go do something real quick?
Yeah.
Or no. Okay. I just go up to this citizen, and is it obviously dead or just unconscious?
That one is dead. You can tell that even without rolling medication, that she hit her head really badly, and you can tell that a blow like this would more than likely kill her, like straight out.
Then I'm gonna put 2 silver coins over her eyes, and just a somewhat burial of them.
As you guys kind of awaken one by, well, not one by one, but pretty much at the same time, and look at each other, as you guys currently are the only ones awake.
Eden is going to check around to see if the guards.
You look around for your guards, and you manage to tell that two of them made it, as you can see them like in the corner, but they're passed out.
And how many people are actually down here?
You can't tell, but you see at least a couple at the entrance that you came from. As you look further to the left of the sewers, you can see a couple of more.
Stand up and speak loudly and clearly.
Feel to...
Is anybody awake?
Yes, hello.
You can probably hear him groaning as he uses his staff to get himself back up, but otherwise not really saying anything in particular.
You injured.
Probably... Sorry.
Go ahead.
I probably just raise up from what I assume is sewer water, just take a look at my clothes for a little, and just give out like a hue. It is disgusting. Please tell me it is not sewer water. And I try to cast prestidigitation on myself to clean up as much as I can.
You managed to clean up some of it with your spell.
I'll get up, kind of stumbling from the headache, and just as I'm getting up, I tell the dude, "Well, your biggest nightmares, your biggest fears come true."
Unfortunately.
Or as a certain anime character, well, cartoon character said, pool water.
So you were the only ones awake here? Everyone's good?
I believe so. Is anyone injured?
Jane will look at the bodies around. I think they might be
I meant conscious, and just he points at the just corpse, just right there. Conscious and alive. That's what I meant.
I'm going to send Valiant to check on the other survivors. The other bodies, I suppose.
Oddly enough, when you look around, near you are only a couple of bodies overall. You would think of such a big hole, there should be more, as the market square was quite filled to the brim. As you kind of, by the way, look around, remind me, what kind of, I believe most of you are half-elves, so you guys can see in low light, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Because the lighting currently is low light, as there's not much.
I am but a lowly human.
Ah, yes, so you might be in slight trouble.
I mean, if I can have my howl back, maybe I can be able to see through his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Ah, yeah, you do
How
have
much
yeah.
taller he is being my eyes.
She's not able to see you.
You're,
Eden, I think you're
You hear
dying.
this?
yeah, I don't know what it is.
Dying. There
Trying.
is a weed whacker right outside my window. Not sure if Sport is
Weed
filtering it
whacker?
out.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like a weed whacker or something. It's drowning you out quite a bit.
Unfortunate. That sucks. I can't do anything about that.
There we go. If you speak up a little, we can hear you.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I'll just Bring the microphone closer to my face.
Yeah, you sound fine now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I thought for a second your connection was going bad.
No, it's just the yard work going on outside that's drowning me out.
But alright, you send Constable
Shouldn't last too
Valent
much longer.
down a little. You can tell that this sewer is made of like stone. It's a little newer section of the sewer. It's fairly decent shape, but you send him down, and you can tell that the sewer is kind of in a sloping pattern as it's going downwards.
And Valiant is here to check on the people to see if they're alive.
Yep. Around you, you see two of the guards, one, dead person, and two other unconscious, like just shopkeepers, shopkeepers slash, like just like some, normal citizen. They seem to be fine, but you can tell from, like, externally, they might not wake up a little while.
Can I do a perception check to see if I find my canister that I wanted to buy?
Sure. Go ahead.
Maybe you should roll for us.
Unfortunately, when you look around, you don't see much in the water.
Okay.
And since Jin is looking around anyway, trying to figure out where he even is right now, he doesn't know where the sewer is. I might as well make a perception check and see if I happen to see it.
Jin, as you're kind of, you were a little lost into this city as you came from a little bit beyond. You probably never seen a sewer. You might have heard about them, but as you're kind of looking around, you stumble upon something. It hits your toe as you just kick it in the air, and you just grab it instantly. And in front of you, you see a small little mechanical cylinder.
I'll hold on to it unless Leo notices it and says something.
What should I do to notice it?
I mean, he's not exactly doing it stealthily.
Oh yeah, I'm not like being sneaky about it, so.
I'll probably see it then. I'll turn to you and say, oh, you seem to have found the thing I dropped. Can I have it back?
Sure thing, Naman, and I'll give it to him.
Yeah. What is this canister?
It's like a small round cylinder.
But this is for my personal project, right? That's one of that's
You
that
could
part?
use it, yes.
Okay.
It's like a small part, so it's not a ton of use, but you could imagine using it for it.
Okay, good. I'll put it aside.
That project is Summoning Cthulhu.
Jesus, the Woodwhacker is just getting worse.
Oh my god.
It approaches.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. So,
I'll
aside
mute
that,
myself for the time being.
what would you like to do as you have investigated the unconscious people?
Eden will try to wake up those two guards, if possible.
You're gonna shake them. Oh, well, actually, how would you go about waking them? Do you just shake, splash some water on them?
Slap.
I think she's going to shake at first, and if that doesn't work, she's going to pinch his nose, which should probably help.
Okay. Give me just a straight up D100.
D100. Oh boy. Okay.
You have those?
26.
you're gonna try to shake the guard up, but you can tell that he is far out of it.
Which one are you shaking?
Well, I don't think he's on the map.
I guess I could put him on the map. I mean, you can always use your imagination too, but hey.
Well, I guess since that didn't work, she's going to make sure that everybody who is unconscious but still alive is put in a position where they're not going to drown.
You pull them up to
What if-
this like small little platform.
I thought that was a wall. Okay.
I mean,
do
it
that.
might be a wall too, but I'm gonna say that it's like a little pathway. Well, not
Okay.
a pathway, but you could walk on it.
Gotcha. Oh, I see a little water over here on top of it, so that makes sense. And she,
Oh Jesus!
God,
They
this weed
brought out
whacker.
the chainsaw.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You know what? I'm gonna mute myself for a little bit and see if I can find another place to sit where this isn't gonna be so bad. You guys keep going.
I mean, it's fine. It's
Go on,
just slightly annoying.
Well, oh no, you go ahead.
Since they're just up here, can I just go basically boop them on the noggin, one each, and do 1 point of lay on hands to each of them? See if they wake up? Or one on the first one, see if it causes them to wake up at all.
Sure.
Okay.
You lay on hand on the person. You can you can see some of his wounds like closing, as he had a couple of like scuff marks and whatnot. And it takes like a little while, but you can see, like slowly, almost like see that he's regaining his consciousness a little. As
Okay,
he-
then
Problem
I just
solved.
I go up to the other one and do the same.
Okay. He also got, like, after a little while, you can tell that he gains some vigor, and both of them kind of wake up and like,
Are you okay, friends?
The other
Looks
one
to
is
the
like,
Paladin.
the other one is like, I think I broke my leg. I can't move.
Well, I can't do anything about that, he says with an oddly cheery demeanor.
I could try to do a medicine check on him to see if I can do something.
Sure.
Let's see. I managed to open its page finally. Alright. Should be here. No, watch me break his leg. Alright.
Impressive.
19.
Yep. You go up to the card and with some items that you managed to find on the sewer floor, you managed to craft a small little like leg brace. He's not gonna be doing much, but at least he might be able to walk a little.
If the things that I found around, I'm probably gonna cast prestidigitation on all those things just to be sure they're not infecting him.
They're like, oh my, well, where are we? In the sewers? Oh man.
Yes, they're in the sewers. Eden is going to look to the Paladin and apparently the doctor, and she's going to say, "Thank you very much for your assistance."
Ah, you're welcome. It's not really that big of a deal.
Ah, jeez. Jeff's dead.
There'll be time to worry about that later. For now, we need to secure any survivors that there are. He and a number of the other people here don't seem to be too badly.
He looks down at the people. By the way, can you guys see it all? He just asks.
One of the guards is like, nah, I can't see a shit.
He just How easy are torches just to light in this? Just strike on the ground, or no?
If you have like a matchbox or a
Methane?
tinderbox, lighter, anything like that,
I have a
yes.
tinderbox.
With a torch.
Isn't
If-
that methane explosion?
Oh,
But you
Who
do
wouldn't
think
think
to
of that?
yourself, you are in a sewer, so you wonder what are the chances of lighting a torch here.
you
I mean,
would not think of that if he has a match out. Would anyone stop him?
I would stop
Yes.
you. I would stop you.
He's not too bright in the common sense department.
I'll walk up to you and kind of like smack the tinderbox out your hand. You crazy?
What do you mean?
We're in a sewer. Methane. Do you really want to go out with a boom?
Oh. I did not really think that one through, did I?
Clearly not. And I walk up to the path where everyone's sitting.
While they are doing that, I'm going to attempt it, but I'm probably going to fail an investigation check to see if I can't figure out what caused this cave-in.
Okay.
Yeah, I fail.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're just a little too occupied by the
this is maybe-
situation of the moment.
Yeah, and this is way beyond my depth. I know nothing about like masonry. If this was say due to poor construction or something caused it, way beyond me.
Can I try or can I check to see if he made it what counts by magic?
Sure.
I mean, it didn't work before, but I probably not gonna be again. But just to be sure.
You're not certain, but it almost feels that there might have been some slight magical presence here.
I feel some sort of magic around here. Maybe it was that that caused it? I'm not completely sure.
I think we should just try to get out of here instead of figuring out what caused this.
I agree.
I think that's a good idea.
I'm gonna
Let's see what we
head
can-
left.
Uh-huh.
By the way, is there light above us?
Yes, there's some light coming from the hole that you dropped down. You can see the like slopey pathway going up, which is, you can tell, is impossible to climb.
Okay.
And Constable Valiant climb it.
No, that would be way too hard.
Bling
The-
the ferret.
The owl might be able to fly up, but are you really gonna send it out? You look downwards, and you can tell that the pathway ends fairly quickly into like a smaller pathway where the water flows.
Nah, I didn't really want to go in the water again, so I'm just gonna stick to the path.
At the end of the path, you're starting to slowly see another unconscious person. As you see a small little other pathway and the end of the like main sewer line here. You can tell that the sewers extend into smaller paths. When you look towards the north, you see something interesting. You see a gathering of a half a dozen people, but they're tied up.
I'm gonna look back at seeing that everyone definitely saw the corpse in front of me, and kind of look at the bound up dead people. I think you said they were dead.
No, unconscious.
Unconscious. I'm gonna like crouch because I really don't want to get in the water again and just start making my way north.
Mm-hmm. To
Yeah,
the
I'll
right,
make
you see a little, almost, well, not a waterfall, but what would you call that in English? Well, I'm just gonna call it a waterfall because my extensive of English language is not that great. It's about
I
20
wouldn't
feet,
even know that.
20 feet high, height difference. As you can tell, some of the sewer water is coming from that direction.
Okay.
To the top of the north, you can see a securely locked gate. You can tell that it's been quite a while since it's been used. You approach the unconscious people, and you can definitely tell that, like I said, there's about half a dozen of them.
They all unconscious, or
Yes, they're all unconscious, and they all to be seemingly tied up with a rope.
one single rope, all of them at once?
No,
or
each
individual
of them
ropes?
have like their hands and legs bound up with like rope, like hempen rope.
Any visible signs of struggle or
Uh,
injury?
No.
Can I make an investigation check for it?
Go ahead. Roll me investigation or medicine. You can see maybe small bruise marks, but you think that might be from just falling.
Okay.
Sorry.
Chen, you have a fairly high passive. What are your guys' passives? Let me see. 10
Passive for perception or?
perception.
I have a 10.
12.
Okay, Chin. With a 15, you managed to see this as you're kind of standing there. You see something out of the ordinary that doesn't really fit a sewer. Above the little waterway, you see a perfectly fine ladder.
I have a climb speed. Could I climb up the little breaks here?
I think so. That's what it means.
So,
Normally, I would have to ask you to roll acrobatics or athletics, but you're like monkey,
yeah, I
so
have
you can
claws.
just kind of
Yeah.
do that.
I'm very experienced in climbing. Maybe not necessarily with brick, but I have experience. So, so yeah, I'll climb up up here, and I'm still kind of suspicious by the rope people, so I'm gonna try and grab at least someone's attention down there without making any noise, and try and gesture towards the ladder so everyone else might notice it too. But I really don't want to make a sound right now.
The rest of you are trying to stay fairly quiet. Some of you succeed, and some of you are slightly less successful.
How do I apply disadvantage on a check?
Just click the toggle. The character should have a toggle function on the top right, top corner. Well, top middle, actually.
Top middle.
Yeah, just click the...
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Eden will notice in getting people's attention and move over to see what he's concerned about.
I do have some rope, so I'll go ahead and take that out of my backpack and. Ooh, well, I have rope, but I imagine I don't have anything to tie it to. So.
There's like a small little stone thing. You could tie it around that and drop it if you want.
I'll use my rope so everyone else can get up relatively easily.
Because like a little bit of is poking out, as it's like a big stone pillar.
Can I just try to jump my way up? Pretty much just kind of run off the wall at a point and just try to make it all the way up.
Give me like give me just
Acrobatics?
athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics then. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
I didn't mean to. That was. It says normal. Okay, so I'll take the 12 then.
Yeah, the 12.
Or I don't know which one. Okay, so the 12 rolled first. So
I
yeah.
believe you said you take a jumping start, so I believe that's a slight bonus. So you have a little bit of trouble, but you managed to make the pretty steep jump.
I'll kind of clap my hands softly. Nice job.
Dang, I kind of wish I had that 19. I wanted to show off.
Yeah, currently you
He's
managed
just
to
gonna
jump
climb up the
up.
rope.
Like, you managed to jump up, but as you, like, landed, you, like, stumble a little and almost fall back.
He's just gonna take out his rapier at this point and just start looking around. Just being ready.
Can I
Tell
take
us for
a rope?
guards.
Oh,
to-
I forgot to move him up.
You can climb the rope if you want. I won't even require a check for that because, well, it's not that tough of a climb.
Okay. I'll climb.
I'm sorry. Do I have to roll to climb the
No,
rope, or
no,
so I can?
you don't need to roll. As you get up that little platform, you see a couple of more people tied up.
Do I see any signs of anyone else? If, say, I go over here, do I... See?
No, you do see like the end of the little sewer down that way, but you can tell that it's far too small to get anybody through.
Alright. I'll do... And they're just unconscious, right? Not dead.
Yes, they seem unconscious.
And are they tied up, or...?
Yes, they are tied up,
Okay.
but their hands and legs are tied up with a hempen rope.
Hmm. I'll go ahead and cast a healing word on one of them, because I want to see if they know anything.
Okay. Like one of them wakes up. You wake up a woman, and she wakes up and she's like, "What happened? Where am I? Who are you?"
There was a massive cave-in. Do you recall anything that happened afterwards, or by any chance?
No.
And while I'm asking her questions, I'll go ahead and use my claws to cut the rope.
No, I was selling flowers until I felt a shake and I saw the explosion. And I do recall a weird dream. It was almost like I was being carried.
Do you know any? Do you have any features whatsoever about this person who is carrying you? Anything you remember?
And no, that I seem like maybe a few more than few of them.
Well, someone tied you up here, so we do have some people further down in the sewer. It might be safer for you to stay there rather than here,
Oh yeah, yes, thank you.
if you can stand.
Thank you so much. Yes, I can stand. And she like gets up and like bows to you and gets to their cards, and they're just gonna point to Tom maps and they're like, we got this, sir.
I was very tempted to just pick up that one and just yell catch at the guards and just throw the unconscious one down. But no.
I don't think that's necessary.
Nah, I don't think he would do that. And just the difference between common sense and just sheer stupidity.
Would you want me to make a strength check to pick up the other unconscious person, or?
Yeah, athletics, yes, or strength, straight out strength. Either one works. 13, that's enough. That's not too heavy.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and drag him, pick him up, and bring him with everyone else.
Okay. To
Use
the
the chance to get my
pile.
rope back. A pile of bodies.
As
Yeah,
you can
take the
see
chance
that
at
the cards have that where you have untied them at this point.
Oh, by the way, have I seen my date yet?
No.
Okay.
Are we stacking the bodies, or
Oh,
Jenga.
the guard just casually removes one and then yells Jenga?
Playing Jenga.
There you go. They're almost separated now. There's just so many. And I assume that you just climb back up.
Yeah, I'll take my rope back as I'm going past since everyone's up here now.
Can I try to do an investigation check on the people that were tied up to understand if there was anything I could find?
On the two of them that was up here, oh, sure?
Right. I meant more likely all the people that were like grouped up on a single point out there. But
Yeah, like that.
alright.
As you get there, you can, by the way, tell that the hallway splits up to the north. Quinn, as you're like investigating the scuff marks and whatnot, you can't tell anything out of the ordinary from the people that were captured, but on the floor, you can definitely see that there was more than one set of footprints here. They seem a little heavier, almost like they were wearing something heavy. As you can see, there are slightly bigger imprints on the ground.
I tell what I found to the other people. Basically, tell him, "Oi, we might be able to. We might have the company down here. Just some kind of heavy footprints." And at a point, I cast Mage Armor on myself because I'm afraid of that.
Eden is going to draw her pistol and pull back the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
I've
I'll,
already taken my rapier out at this point. I'm just gonna start walking forward a bit.
I'll make a nature check on those footprints, see if I don't think it's maybe a monster I've encountered at some point, or if it's just like,
Okay.
a human wearing something heavy. Just to make sure.
Yep, good. These are definitely human footprints, you can tell.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull down my sleeves, revealing
In
my.
fact, as you kind of look around with your nature check, you look at the wall, and you see something out of the ordinary. You can see it's almost like a... It's not like an arrow, but it's like purpose is an arrow. It's like a small little mark that they have scratched onto the wall. And you can tell that the arrow points to the right and then to the left. Well, to the north.
Similar to, say, a track, a tribal
Yeah.
tribals would use to keep track of where they.
Well,
where they've
it's
been,
similar, but it's not exactly the same.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't expect it to be exactly the same. If it was exactly the same, that would be suspicious. But that's.
It's your clan. They have come.
Oh no, they're literally monkeys. They wouldn't be able to do that. But anyway.
You better hope that it's not your clan. They just throw
Oh,
poop
hopefully
at you.
not.
Dang, they came all the way from Flowerfruit Mountain.
As you come to that hallway, you see the path split off to the west again, but you can see a gate. It's currently closed, but as you approach, with your passive perceptions, you can tell that it's been definitely recently used.
Well, whoever tied up those people, I have a feeling we're getting closer.
I'm just gonna walk up to the gate and just... Is it locked?
You try to handle, and you do definitely feel it shake as it's locked.
Can I basically try to bash the lock off with the butt of my rapier?
Sure. Give me like a straight out attack roll.
Okay, just that.
And quick question: is this like actually fungus here, or is it just like separated from
yeah.
the map?
You know what? Sure, that is like
Okay.
fungus.
I'm gonna pick some of it. I'll do
Sure.
something with it later.
Go ahead.
I got a 16.
Yeah, you hit the lock. You managed to do a little bit of damage to it.
Oh, do
Thankfully,
you need me to roll damage or no?
You're not sure. I'll even give it some HP. Just click the... There we go. Because you just rolled to hit again. You need to click the rapier name inside of the attack to roll the damage.
You can set it to auto roll damage.
I thought I did though. Or I clicked the rapier first and it rolled for the attack, and then I clicked the damage to the side of it.
No.
So you see
Go ahead.
on the rapier roll in the chat, you'll see that underneath the 16 it says rapier. If you click on that, it'll give you the damage.
Yes.
Oh. Okay, so I got a 5, never mind.
Well, yeah, you hit the lock. You can tell that it's an old lock as it almost gives away under the precise strike of your rapier.
Then I'm just moved to the side. Just anyone else want to try?
Does the door go all the way up to the ceiling, or?
Not exactly. There is like a small little gap.
Do I think I could fit through? Because I could probably just climb the gate and hop over and see what's over there.
Maybe you could squeeze past. It is a little difficult.
I
But-
can make an acrobatics check to see.
Yeah,
if you
since
want.
you're slightly smaller, I believe, than an average human.
Yeah, I'm 4 feet 8 inches.
Yeah, you do the... What's that movie? Where they steal the casino and he fits into the suitcase. You just kind of jump up and you just
Ocean's
manage...
11?
Yeah, Ocean's 11, and you just manage to slip by the little passing.
I will take the other little bit of rope that I used earlier, just in case they can't get through the door. But I'll let them see if they can't open it up.
Ooh.
That is correct. As you are traveling with the Queen, you can tell that he might have a few mechanical parts.
Oh god.
But
You didn't.
to the east you
That's
see
bad.
two, to the west you see two locked, well, you're not sure, but you see two gates. You can tell that they haven't been used in a little while. That's since they have gathered some dust. You see the pathway split off to the north.
Well, for the moment, I'll just wait for them. Depending on how long it takes them, I might actually cast a ritual spell if I could. So, I guess I'll be getting that set up, and if I actually have the time to do it, I'll cast what I want to.
Sure.
I'm just gonna try and kick the gate open.
Okay, give me like straight up athletics or strength.
Is this an opaque door or like accurate to the image where we can see through the bars?
Yes, you can see it through the bars. It's like a metallic gate.
Okay.
Eden, you just bash at the door and you can easily, like the lock gives out and the gate opens.
He just chimes in. I softened it up a bit.
And I'm very appreciative of your help, sir. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thank you, Mr. Guard.
She walks through.
Could I get a sense of what's past these doors, or is it like you
Uh,
can just use like the gate?
yeah, you can see the pathway keep heading towards the north, and over here it splits off towards the west. If you want more details, I mean, I guess you could give me more like a perception.
All right, I'll do that.
You kinda, in the first path, you can see it, a little bit of writing, slightly ahead of you. It shows you that not too far away there might be an exit.
there might be a way out over here. Maybe. Presumably, I could climb this one too to check if they wanted me to climb over and see.
Are the gates locked?
You try the gate, and this one is locked.
What are we standing on?
That is water.
What's under the water? Like, can we see footprints through the water?
No.
Okay.
That is nothing. You don't need to worry about it.
Just like maybe we could see footprints from one of the gates that someone has walked past.
Give me
that's why I wanted
a
to...
perception check in that case.
Okay. I want to check the far left one.
Yeah.
Why is my roll so bad?
You can't tell much.
I'll help him there and give him advantage.
Okay, roll again. But, well, usually you would have to declare beforehand if you're assisting, so keep that in mind.
Okay, yeah.
And you can only assist if you have the particular skill trained, but I believe you do have perception.
Yeah, I do.
Rolling again.
Yep, roll again.
Oh, okay. I tried to coach him, but it doesn't work.
So, Jin, as Leonard is looking to the hallway and you try to point something out, you just manage to point out the same things that he spotted previously.
I look at you and be like, I already looked at that. Like,
Can I send my owl out of me to check the intersection?
But...
the angle around here, this one.
Okay, you send out the owl, and you can tell that the pathway diverges towards the east, as you see a little bit more of a opening.
Which direction is the water coming from?
From the right.
Well, if we just go upstream, we should get to the exit.
I would like to make a perception check with using the owl as a medium.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. It's since you have skinnier insight, I roll with advantage.
Okay. Alright, you peer through the eyes of your owl. To the sides of the wall, and even to the small pathway next to it, you can see a little bit of like watery track marks, as you see small splashes of water, almost unseeable to the naked eye. But through the eyes of the owl, you can tell that they're going towards the north.
A lot of nat 20s in the sewer.
I relate what I see to the order and call my owl back.
I'm just gonna start heading that way then.
Okay.
Normally I'd be fine for venture, but I'm pretty sure we're standing in poo water right now, and I'm not quite into that. I mean, I'm pretty sure right down here we can get out if we wanted to.
It's fine, adventure.
yeah, at this point, you thought you'd get used to the smell, but you think wrong.
You don't.
Eden is going to ask our friendly wizard if he might be willing to use prestidigitation on my outfit.
Well, might as well, since we'll be staying close. In such close proximity.
I mean, it's not like it's gonna help at the moment much, since you're already standing in the water, so you're gonna just clean it and it's just gonna get immediately back wet.
Yes, but my head and shoulders and torso don't need to also be drenched in shit water.
But as you guys move on, you follow the pathway. You don't need to move your tokens anymore. You come across another, as the hallway extends, you're coming to another section of the sewer. And Jin, with your passive perceptions, with your passive perception, you hear something ahead of you. As you're approaching.
Someone's up ahead. Do I see any sort of... Since we're in a sewer, maybe there's a mouse nearby or some sort of other small animal that might be in a sewer?
Give me a... sure, you can see like a rat.
I'll make an animal handling check to see if I can't get him to basically chill out with me, because that could be useful since I have speak with animals as a ritual.
Come.
Oh, not a good one.
As you kinda... hold on, actually. Talk to the animal. The animal seemingly just scurries off, minding its own business, really.
Nah, unfortunately, that could have been useful. Well,
But,
I guess Jin will take the lead since I got pretty good stealth. And I can
at
DTFO
this point,
pretty
if
fast.
you are stealthy, I would like you to roll stealth again. Okay, you managed to get to this corner. By the way, you're not exactly there, but you're like coming onto the map, so... But yes, if you stealth, you can stealth. Jin and Eden, the two of you managed to sneak up to this like small little corner here. You look into the opening of the sewer. Jin, I believe you and Eden both have low light / dark sight.
I do have dark vision.
Eden is a human.
Ah, Eden was a human too. Right. I thought for a second that you were also a half-elf, because we have so many. But immediately you spot a person on the side of the wall over here. You look him over, and you can see like this person wearing almost like a cultish garb on him, with a sigil on his chest. You can see that he's wearing a club, and you can tell that it's been recently used, as he's chatting with another person to the right of him, as you can hear him talk. A little is like he asks a question. How many is that now? And you hear another person speak. Ah, that was probably our 6th one today. We gotta go for another run soon.
I'll wave to the rest of the party besides Eden to stay put, and I will cast the guidance on Eden for his any future stealth checks.
Okay, let me do a couple of things before you move on. I need to see if they... How do I roll? Ah, yes, here we go. And the sheet doesn't work. Oh well, I'll just roll wisdom. How do you roll to DM? Ah, here we go.
There should be a little button to toggle.
There we go. Okay, he doesn't do that. And then the second roll. Okay. Alright. Feel free to act.
Eden is going to begin keeping up along the
Stop
dry part of the
about
wall.
there. As you look in the further onto the hallway, you see these couple of like people with a sigil on their hand. You can see that it's almost like magical in nature, as you can see it glowing like a fire red.
Out of curiosity,
Yes.
In the time that Eden has been an investigator or part of the City Watch, has she been given any like briefings or dossiers on a gang that might resemble these people?
Give me a history. You have heard of gangs kidnapping people, but not to the extent of causing a explosion on a public square.
Eden is going to look back at Jin and say, "I'm assuming that you're a fighter." She whispers this.
Could you repeat that? I actually didn't hear you there.
I'm assuming you're some sort of fighter.
I prefer return survivalist, I guess, but I can fight if need.
If we are going to fight these people, I would appreciate it if as many of them could be kept alive as possible.
He'll just kind of shake his stick. Oh, I can do that.
She nods to him. And is there any more description you were going to offer, or?
You can see at this point there are a couple of torches on the wall, so visibility in this part of the section is about average.
Oh, look who it is.
Ooh.
Oh no.
What a time to try to slot Lynn in.
You know, we might have
Falls
to do
through
the
the ceiling,
description
alerting
that Len was always with you, but he's just been silent
Well,
this entire time.
Actually, I was
One of the
going
corpses
to.
just gets up and follows.
What I was
Love
going
that.
to do was head back to the rest party and suggest an ambush plan. So we could say plant the ambush either further back or we're going discussing it. She could be one of the unconscious people we helped out and
Sure.
untied.
Sure.
Quick question, DM. If I were to gently walk towards them and ask them if they know the way outside, do you think it would be a very bad idea?
Yes,
Do they?
of course it'll be a bad idea.
Then I'll definitely stay where I am.
Wait, who's saying that too?
No, sorry, I was talking with the DM. My character
sorry.
was to.
Yeah, the people on the corner might spot you immediately if you walk even one step further.
Yeah.
So unless you wanna invoke them,
Yeah.
One of us could be bait, and then we bring them towards the group,
I'm
and
the
then we
bait.
destroy them.
I'm bait.
I have a lot of
Good.
experience being bait.
I mean,
This is good. I
Mine.
like this group. Lots
Or-
of bait.
Or I
I'm-
could follow proper procedure and announce myself as an officer of the law and demand that they give themselves up. And when they inevitably attack me, you can then spring your ambush.
well,
I've been literally trying to
Jin's
think of
just
a
gonna
way
look
to
at
not
him
be
like an
chaotic
idiot.
or to not be lawful stupid right now because I want to go up to them and challenge them to a fight pretty much and just but I've been trying not to be stupid about it and find an opportunity that would not basically ruin everyone's plans.
The law requires that I announce myself before I attack anybody.
Okay.
So that is what
I'm
I'm
good.
going to do.
Can I prepare an Eldritch Blast? So when they come, I can blast them.
question. Are you just meta planning this, or did you walk back and are actually planning this?
Walk back and planning this.
Because I'm looking at that, the two of you, just yelling back to the guys, and I'm like, are you just telepathically
Wait.
talking to them, or are you just fucking yelling?
That's a very good point, sir.
Then can I just say to her, well, why don't we both go out then?
Very well.
But, as you guys are talking, I would like to ask if Len is actually here.
Sorry, what?
And the new person showed up late.
Are you asking if I'm on the call? I don't know where Lynn is.
Well, are you on a phone? Well, you, Nicole.
Oh, I'm not. I can't pull up Roll20 at the moment. Give me like 10 minutes. I'm just listening right now.
Okay. Never mind.
Okay.
Then we can just do it for now.
I really like the idea of a corpse just stood up and started following us. Not
Hello
gonna
there.
lie.
Hello, I'm a zombie.
You find her.
Hello,
You
friends.
find her tied up, but like all the other people in the sewer.
I am sort of a zombie.
Hey,
Alright.
let's go.
I mean, it is a shadow.
Wait, so who was the bait? We should do this.
Me and Eden, then I think.
Yes,
Wait,
the paladin and the fighter.
I whisper to the others to prepare some form of attack.
A fighter with a gun. Let's go.
Is the hair still flammable?
Hmm?
I do not know. Are we like we're kind of like out of the sewer, aren't we? Like we're in a different segment.
Yeah, you're in a slightly different, like an older section of the sewer.
I wouldn't be able to. Well, could I roll a nature check to try to think if I can like would there be enough methane here to explode?
Sure.
22.
You think there might be enough, but you think to yourself, is that such a great plan since you're standing in the same space?
So I'll relay that information by then maybe we should hold off of blowing up things where we could also get blown up. So something else would be preferable.
I'm actually happy I don't have any of my smites now. Yet. Because I would blow myself up completely.
Eden looks down at her gun, thinks about it for a second, holsters that, and takes out her rapier.
Ah, impressive sword.
Yes, I can see you also are a man of culture.
I'm gonna raise my orb and chant something, and you see it charging with energy and crackling with electricity and stuff as I'm waiting for the ambush.
Mm-hmm. Feel
Okay,
free
you
to
ready?
act since none of them spotted you beforehand.
I'm chanting in silent, by the
Shall
way.
we?
Whispering, so-
I just walk out.
Yeah,
Just right over
stop
here.
there. They spot you, and for like one of them looks at you, and they're just like, "Who in the hell?" And then they're
Surround
like,
ourselves right now.
I am Alros Drenari.
you see them is like, since
I
they
challenge
have
you to
their
fight.
clubs in hand, they like point them at you, and it's like they're like, "Oh, intruders, get
They're
rid of
racist.
them."
Give yourselves up.
He's gonna be ready to just spring forward at the nearest dude. Or whatever. Do you want to roll for initiative? Or...
Yes, at this point I would, unless you had a action prepared beforehand.
Where do I roll on it? Oh, I got it, okay.
Sure you click on your
21, yes!
Be sure you click on your token first, and then... Oh yeah, you already did. Gotcha.
Let's go.
I got a wonderful roll.
Okay, and then roll initiative on. Hold on, give me un momento to actually check where did you roll on the NPC sheet again. You don't. Lovely. Alright, well, I guess in that case I'll just roll Dex since they don't have any initiative anyway.
Should be there.
Yeah, I don't
Oh, it's
see-
there. So you see where it says on the character sheets, armor points, armor class, hit points, speed, etc. Off to the right, you'll see a little D20 icon that says init, INIT. That is the initiative dice.
That's the hit point, that's the speed, that's the formula. Do I have... Oh, there we go, yeah. I still had the description open, no wonder. Oh, that's fine. Initiative. And
So, what did we roll? It did not. Did
10. Good. Everybody knows how to roll there. Set descending, and I believe that is everybody. Yes. Alright, since you guys pretty much had the surprise and Alros, well, the two of you definitely don't get a surprise round, Alros and Eden, since you kinda just walked up and challenged them to a duel.
Oh.
But it is Alros's turn.
Wait, would they get a surprise round before or not?
I believe Leonard, Equine, and Jin prepared an action, right?
Yep.
I assume that action is you attack if you see an enemy, or what is your prepared action?
Basically, once Eden and Aldros pass by, I'm gonna cast Entangle in about like this area here. I'll map it out particularly once it's active.
Yeah, you might want to throw like a square or ping it or anything.
Boy, the lawnmower moved to another part.
Yes, we can tell.
Oh, choke point.
Leave a little bit like right here, so I can just block it off.
Still can't see it, but I assume that you're still trying it.
Oh no, I was using the thing to do it here. This way.
Ah, okay, yeah.
1, 2, 3. Pretty sure that's 20 feet. Should double check that.
Yeah, that's about.
Yep, I did it. All right. So
Alright.
it'd be about there.
Alright, what is Leonard's and Equine's prepared action?
Blast.
Blast, alright.
Blast.
And Equine also blast. Fair enough.
So I started blasting.
Alright, in that case, let's just start the normal turn. Like I said, Alros, you're first to go as you run into the... in front of
I'm just
person.
going to briskly run up right here and stab. Just a rapier attack. 17.
Yes, I believe.
Does that hit?
Yes, definitely hits.
10 piercing.
Yeah, you got him as you drive through your rapier through his chest as he falls in a complete surprise down to
Is
the
he
ground.
dead or alive?
Yeah, I mean, are you doing unlethal or lethal?
Oh, lethal. I'm just gonna basically try to
Well,
brain
in
him
that
with the
case,
sword.
he's dead.
Yeah, just a rapier straight through the head.
As the people, well, I was gonna call them cultist, but you don't know that yet.
I feel like we may have gathered that from the
Figure that
culty
out.
robes and the weird runes.
Yeah, sacrifices tied up below.
And over here, you see this person go, as he spots the closest one, and they're like, stop them! And he rushes at Eden, and picks up his scimitar and tries to slash at you.
It hits.
That's 5 slashing damage, and at this point, Leonard and Equine, you can take your prepared action since he is in your range. Or should be in your range.
I'm gonna squash my orb, releasing an orange pulse right at his face. That's sad.
That is a hit. You hit him in the chest, and he grunts in a little bit of pain.
I had prepared no action because the only thing I can do is like throw fire at him, but that will cause maybe a bit of an explosion.
Well, there's torches burning here right now, so I think you're safe to do that.
That is true. There are torches on the wall, so you might be safe.
I didn't see those, my bad.
I thought it was still explode there. Alright, then I'm gonna cast a firebolt at it.
I think that's supposed to be a torch there, at least on the ground.
Alright.
That
Does it hit?
is a hit.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I mean, what do you expect? They are early level 1 challenge rating enemies.
AC 18.
You managed to hit him with your fireball, and you managed. Do you want to do non-lethal? Well, don't see how a fireball would be non-lethal.
I maybe try to aim at the joint or something.
Going to non-lethally set his face on fire.
Yeah, how is
I'm going
burning?
to non-lethally stab in the head.
How is burning non-lethal?
Just
Alright. That brings in the Jin.
Since the conditions for my hold action didn't go off, would my spell have been cast there or not?
I mean, if you still really wanna cast a spell there.
Oh no, I don't. That's why I'm asking, because I thought the plan was, oh, well, draw their attention and then back here.
Apparently
Which is
not.
why I worded it as, oh, okay.
Oh.
I'll just push it off to the side then. Oh,
Yeah. I can
do it,
allow
but-
you to take it back because that was a bit of a brain fart in terms of everybody's.
Okay. Not
How
a
about
problem. So 15. Okay, so I'll use my feline agility so I can double my movement speed. I'll just put that in chat so you can double check what it does.
monkey agility.
And so I have a movement speed of 60 right now, which means I can just get to this guy here.
Okay.
And I'll give him a big old whack with my stick.
Sticky mouse stick.
Oh yeah, that's a miss.
Yeah, that unfortunately is a miss.
Alright, that'll be my turn for now.
Alright. This one is dead, so it is the Acolyte's turns. The Acolyte in front of you, Jin, he looks at you, and he gets this evil little small grin, and he says, "Burn!" And roll me a dexterity saving throw DC 12. Okay, you made it. As you see a small burst of fire appear on his hand as he tries to touch you, but you manage to dodge out of the way just in time.
I just use my stick to push his hand out of the way.
Over here, let me see, what are their ranges? That is 30 feet. Let me see, alright. He will move
Don't look at me.
over yonder.
Gun.
And he will 1d2. He is going to fire at Alrose.
Yay.
As a small little, he summons a small little firebolt and tries to hit you with it.
No.
But
I just want to cut it in half with my sword. Just before it reaches me.
Apparently so.
Dude, you're gonna have a hard time hitting me for the first couple encounters.
Meanwhile, this cultist over here is gonna try to block two of your path by moving over here. And he is going to swing at Eden. Oh my, this might hurt. Since you're already almost bloodied, but hey. 14
Misses.
against... Alright, as you manage to
Eden's
dodge
going to
out.
parry the blade aside.
Alright, let's bring it to Iguin.
Can I still use an action, or it's been used because I prepared it?
No. You may use a action.
Can use an action. Alright. Both of the bandits on the on the leftmost are
Leftmost?
close enough to make you sleep.
You wanna use sleep? I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you want...
Man, I knew, so I just follow what you say. I just gonna fireball the guy that just attacked my companion.
Alright.
Fireball.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because sleep is a really big AoE, and it would have caught me and her in the area.
Yeah, I would be taking a nap in the sewer water. Thank you very much.
Since she has the least amount of HP, it would affect her first, and then maybe the bad guy, but that would not be very effective.
Okay, then I cast Firebolt.
Oof my!
Ooh, nat 20!
First crit, let's see.
In the point.
The 131. Let me see, those are the fumbles. Spell critical at successes 31. Your spell attack knocks your target over. Your target is prone. Roll damage. As you hurl the fireball and engulf him in flames, you can see he's just burn into the cinders almost, as you can see his flesh just melt and he kills over.
Dear God, what am I doing?
Alright, let's bring it to Eden.
If I understand correctly, my familiar gets to move on my turn, right?
Yes.
Valiant is going to run over to Eden and hop on her shoulder. And he's going to prepare an action. If anybody standing near her attacks her again, he's going to jump at their face to distract them and hopefully cause disadvantage.
Alright.
And then with him riding on her shoulder, she's going to move forward towards this firebolt slinging bastard over here. And going to make an attack with the rapier. I do have guidance. I have guidance. Oh yes, 11. I miss.
Are you sure? Because that
I don't
hits,
know.
my dude.
Oh,
But do recall always say that you cast guidance on yourself before you attack, otherwise it doesn't count.
Didn't someone
It
else
was-
cast guidance?
somebody else cast guidance on Eden when we were doing the sneaking bit.
Ah.
We were, but it's got like a minute concentration, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh.
that would have worn out already pretty much.
Yeah, I
Oh.
just assumed that it worn out between
Okay,
when we
never
were
mind.
making that plan.
Wasn't that specified for like stealth rules too?
Well,
Ah,
I said that's why I cast it, but he can use it for whatever
okay.
he wants.
yeah. Well, does 9 still hit?
9? No.
Well, then never mind. I missed.
Yeah. Leonard.
Yep. Checking my range.
It is.
Fine. That's easy. Hey, just same fashion. Orange plasma bolt. Anyone else wants to roll for me? That would be very nice.
Unfortunately, you're slightly unlucky as the last second. The Acolyte manages to turn his head to the side and your electric blast hits the wall behind him. And Eden, you look down and you see one last cultist rush behind, around the corner into the battlefield. But that's his turn. Alrose, it is your turn.
Just 30. I think I just make it. Over here. Yeah, I think I make it. And I'm just gonna make another stab.
That
50.
is a hit. Alrose is...
And piercing again.
Yep, exactly enough to bring him down, I believe.
Just in
Yes.
the chest, drive it through, and then flip out, and just turn the other way.
Yeah, you just like gently step over, you stab them once and you just kind of step back gracefully as a noble you are.
I've rolled... The 2 attacks I've made so far have just been one-off from max damage this entire time.
Alright,
Fairly nice.
let's bring it to Jin.
I'll just whack this guy that's right in front of me for now.
That's a hit,
Medium
definitely.
whack.
And you whack him really, really, really hard. You can see him leaving him reeled back as he's just completely managed to kick the wind out of him. As he's barely standing at this point, whiffing and puffing for air.
You're too slow. Okay. My turn's over.
As a revenge, he tries one more try to touch him with his firebrand. Roll me a dexterity saving throw DC 12. You are lovely. Give me a second. Four fire damage.
You're too. Oh my god! Ow!
As he smiles, that's what you get, you little monkey. As this one, well, he's gonna try to do the same to Eden, since Eden, you're the only real opponent that he has. Roll me a dexterity saving throw, DC 12. You manage to make it as you dodge his hand. Let's bring it to equip.
Alright. Since I hear the monkey friend scream, I move around here, see who hurt him, and I cast another firebolt. This time seeking for blood. Now you see me roll a 1. Alright.
Seems to hit.
Yep, you hit it. And you manage to burn him enough that he drops down in pain
one would have
and
done it.
dies.
Why is I disintegrate everything I attack? Why?
That's better than the alternative of never hitting anything.
That is true, that is true.
You would know.
50-50 is always better than nothing. That brings us to Eden and his ferret.
Constable Valiant
Sure.
is going to hop around behind this guy so that I can hopefully get a flanking attack.
I don't think
Um,
that's how it works, but
Well, Valiant is going to try and jump on his face to disorient him a little bit. And then Eden is going to attempt to make a non-lethal, perhaps a pommel strike or something like that with the rapier.
sure. Okay, that's just a straight up yep. You managed to hit him. And you managed to knock him unconscious.
Awesome. And then Valiant pops him on the face with its paw.
As you see a pause in the battle, you can tell that there's no more of hostile enemies near you.
Jin will pop up. Oh no, wait. He is dead because he got fireballed. Never mind.
Yeah, you kind of killed the rest of them with your firebolts, even though the talk was let's take them alive, but hey!
Oh, I forgot about that. Just a little bit of fire, a little bit of sword through the brain. Nothing that kills you.
It was a panic decision. I didn't mean to kill them all.
Oh, Eden is going to use some rope to tie this guy's hands behind his back.
Okay.
And look to the others and then see all the dead bodies and sigh before saying, well, you were all deputies, so these are legal killings as far as I'm concerned.
Jin will check this guy's body, see if there's any clues as to why exactly they're here. Obviously, we could piece together some of it, but anything that might give us more details, like say a journal,
Okay.
orders. From someone.
You look through his body. First of all, he has a club. You can tell that he's not wearing any armor, but on his head you do see the sigil. You're not quite what kind of a sigil it is, but you can kind of still see it glowing a little, even though the glow is fading a little.
I'm going to make a medicine check. I'm going to try and use my teeth and claws to chop off his hand in a way that
I was gonna do that with
preserves
my
the sigil.
sword.
Okay.
Yes, you're just gonna bite a man's hand off.
You gnaw at his hand until he managed to bite it off, and now you are in the possession of a hand with a sigil on it.
Alrighty, that could be useful.
Eden
Okay.
watches in disbelief.
Alrosa just walking over, just ready to go do the same thing, but more civilized with his sword, and just stops with his jaw open.
On these guys, you can see a scimitar and a leather armor, and you can tell that the leather armor, like I described when you guys saw this, they have like the same sigil that the other people have on their hand.
Thought we just draw the symbol in a notebook or something rather than violently rip it out of the person.
Do it now.
Yes.
What? Don't people normally carry around hands with them where they go?
Apparently not.
But
I'm
As you
gonna
gotta
ask-
look
right
now.
Just wiggle my fingers.
I'll
you
ask-
see a door on the southern side. It's quite obvious, as is a little different than you have seen in this sewer.
Eden is going to collect this guy's scimitar.
Alright, you are in the possession of a scimitar. If you want to float them further, well, I guess that's up to character basis if you want to try to loot the dead, which is kind of a questionable thing.
Or evil
Just-
I'll
blood.
loot the bodies
Just-
for insignia of some kind.
Just collecting the weapons to be sure they don't end up in the wrong hands.
Can I check the hand to see if I recognize the sigil, if there is anything arcane about it? It seems very arcanish.
Okay. Give me like an arcana check.
Alright.
You can tell that the sigil itself is not magical, but at least on the hands, the carved sigil, it does give off a aura of magic.
So it's not the sigil in itself that feels magical?
No. It's like somebody empowered the sigil itself on the hand.
Okay. I
Well,
relate.
Nope, continue, sorry.
No, I just say that I relate the information to basically who wants to hear, so everyone.
Well, that's curious. Aros he's gonna start looking down this path.
Can I investigate the bodies for an insignia of some kind that they're carrying?
Sure, if you want.
24.
You don't see. They all seemingly have a ring with the same sigil on them.
I'll be taking it.
I suppose Eden will also collect one of those rings as evidence. Is the sigil on the ring the same as the sigils found on their hands?
Yes. Almost. The sigils on the hand seem to have almost like it's in heavier ink, or it's like carved with a knife, so it seems larger, but nothing else is different about them.
Right. Well, Eden is going to see about getting this guy back to the officers who are waiting with the survivors from the event. Because even if he's unconscious and tied up here, I can't just leave him here. So
There's a little sigil, what the sigil looks like in the artwork.
Can I make a check to see if I recognize the sigil from any religions or anything?
Sure.
Okay, let me stop. That'd be a religion check, correct?
Religion or history?
I have better history, I think. Yes. 8, so no. I don't think I will.
Yeah, the situational moment, it doesn't exactly pop into your head.
Okay.
Can I try another as well?
Sure.
Alright. I'm gonna try as well a history check. Nothing better, I think.
Yeah,
Very
not
bad.
much. You have heard of some history about sigils, but even to you, it's you
Yeah.
can't place it.
Can I try now on my turn? To see if I would know it from my patron's passed down knowledge.
Sure.
I'll
Oh,
save the
while
day, guys.
they're-
Don't worry about it.
While
you
they're doing that,
Go ahead.
can we just say that I have taken this guy back to the two guards?
I mean, sure, if you want. I did
Yeah,
have
as opposed to
something
just
else
leaving him
currently
here.
planned for this room while your scene's right here at the moment.
Oh, okay. We could wait.
I was hoping that you would check the door, but whatever would
I was
work
going to. I
for
was just
me.
waiting for everyone. I was saying I was slightly walking down that path.
Oh, that's a door. I didn't even realize.
No, that's a door.
Oh wait, that's a door?
Yeah, I'll
Oh.
take a peek in the door.
That's a door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a peek in there. Standing there anyway.
Over there is a door at least.
Oh, there. That does look like a door there, though.
That is the door.
I mean,
Looks like a cell.
Well, okay, what's the door?
Down
The white
here,
thing?
apparently.
Okay. I was heading towards there anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, can I just go walk up and take a peek with them and
Sure.
All right. Well, this time Eden's gonna get her gun out and follow in this direction.
no, what do I see just like this way?
It's
Nope.
mostly nothing.
Connects.
You do see like a sign towards the streets over here.
Okay.
What does my 19 history give me, by the way?
Right, you're looking at the sigil. You look at the sigil and it does kinda hit a bell with you. Your patron has like this, he told a story, well, he has a story that he met a particular cult during the Second Age. And they were trying to bring an event called the Great Catalysm. Unfortunately, there's not much known about it, but the sigil is what almost fits the description of the sigil that your patron gave.
Okay. Cool. I will not say anything since no one asked me.
So, yeah, in front of you, Alros and Jin, you see a regular wooden door.
It's not regular.
Can I just look it up?
Look it up. Sure, you look at the door. You try to handle, you can tell that it's not locked. You do wonder what the keychain that you found on this corpse over here is for. But, this door definitely is not locked.
Okay, then can I just open it?
Eden is going to prepare an action, just in case.
You
If
open
there
up
are-
and you see a couple of more victims among the floor, and one of them is our last player.
I just walk in. Is she unconscious?
I don't know if Neko is still here yet.
I'm here.
So, a small description what happened to you. One day, you were working at your father's and mother's silversmith until they gave you a little bit of an errand to go to the Charhallow Market Square. And you were walking across until there was a great shake in the ground, and there was a great big explosion, and the ground gave underneath you. As you went unconscious, you awakened yourself in this small little dungeon. Well, a small little room in the sewers. You find yourself tied up as you see a few of the cultists We're talking about something given you as a sacrifice or an experiment. But they walked off for a moment, and the next thing that you knew, the door opened again and you see 4 people in front of you.
Hello there.
Do I have a gag?
Do you have a cat?
Gag.
No, you're just tied up. Your legs and hands are tied with a hempen rope.
Hello. I'd wave at you, but could you hand me a dagger or something?
I'll chop up the ropes with my claws.
All right.
To the side, you do see your equipment bag on the ground.
All right. I'm gonna pull my wand out, pull my backpack on me. Nod to everyone, kind of adjust my trench coat, making sure it's shiny. And kind of wave awkwardly. Hello, I'm Lynn. Pleasure to meet all of you.
Jin is going to wave enthusiastically.
It occurs to me that we haven't yet done introductions.
Hard to do introductions when you fall through a giant hole and run across a possible sacrificial room.
I'm gonna mumble under my breath, but it's like clearly like everyone can hear this. I'm saying like, God damn it! Why isn't her coat covered in shit? Why do I have to be this way? And awkwardly wave at her.
You notice she
Well-
like runs a magic spell over her arm, making sure her coat is free of dust, etc.
Oh, good
Well-
evening. I'm Inspector Fairchild.
He just looks at everyone. Hello, I am Alros. I forget the last name. Alros Drenari. And takes a bow to everyone, like slate bow.
Lynn kind of curtsies with her trench coat, which looks weird because it's not a skirt. Inspector, I think there seems to be some kind of cult down here. They were going to sacrifice me to one of their dark gods or someone.
Well, the wording was more like experiment.
Yes, we've gathered as much as far as the cult is concerned. I'm happy to see you're unharmed, of course. Are you? There is an area a bit further down in the sewers where many of the other survivors have gathered. We were currently in search of an exit to these smelly tunnels, and we were going to return to that group shortly after, finding it to escort them to the surface. If you would like, you could wait with them, but it does seem like you're more than prepared for combat.
Lynn nods slightly. I have a few things I can bring to the table. I'm not sure how good I'll be. I've never been officially trained in anything other than combat magic.
Well, the situation is a bit dire, so if needs be, I could deputize you for the moment. If you are willing.
Lynn looks... no. She shakes her head and looks kind of shocked, happy at that. I would prefer not to be associated with the law, if possible. At least
In
officially.
the event that you killed somebody down here, it might be helpful if you did it in the name of the law.
She pulls out like a little guild member's badge. She says, I think I could take care of the law if I needed to.
Very well. Would anybody else care to introduce themselves?
Not
Most
really.
of you, most you civilized folk usually call me Jin, so that works. But you can call me whatever you want. As long as it's not meant to be mean.
No offense taken.
You
Uh,
you do wonder
Greetings.
to yourself, this is not clearly the place where they brought the captured people. So you wonder, where are the rest of them?
I'd say, well, clearly there aren't. Or are those people to the side dead?
Do I remember anything on this?
You do seemingly recall that they came into this room and carried subjects out of it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell him. Well, there were more before. However, some guards came in and took them away. I'm not really sure where they went.
Can you remember how many there were here?
GM?
About dozen.
Perhaps 10, maybe 12.
I look at the group and kind of sigh. It's like, do we know any, or can we estimate any number of people who have fallen down here? Do we can make like a small head count? Any theories?
I don't know. We all fell unconscious as soon as we fell into the hole. So
I've
Possibly
never
that
had to
might
keep track
be
of that
kinda
many
difficult.
people before.
Yeah.
I was surprised how many people there were in the place.
here's an idea. Ian is going to get out her little notebook, and she's going to write a message in it, telling the two guards below to bring the survivors up here, and she's going to pass that Valiant
Alright.
and have him run the message down to them so that they can wait in a dry and
Alright.
no.
You can do that. You
Well,
can even
protecting
take a
room.
short rest in the meanwhile if you want.
Yes, we'll take a short rest as well.
And eventually, like, when you're waiting around, like, one of them comes and they bring, like, the captured people, like, one by one. But between the two of them, it does take a little while. But,
Valiant makes a token effort to help drag people. It doesn't do anything, but he grabs them by like the sleeve and hugs and pulls.
that is so cute.
Wait, are there bodies or...
They are unconscious people. You can tell that they are tied. Well, at this point, they wouldn't be tied up. Actually, a few of them might be awoken at this point, and they seem quite confused where they are and what is happening.
Well, I will make an effort to explain that to them.
Oh my. They just kind of respond and they seem genuinely concerned. Well, we better stay here and not cause any trouble. We're not exactly warriors.
I would be staying away from the group of people in a corner, waiting for us to leave.
Shouldn't you do something about this?
Yeah, in the process of that. If we're all rested up, perhaps it would be best if we continued moving.
All right.
Oh, and this prisoner needs to go into that room too. Have the guards watch over him.
Yes.
Perhaps put proper handcuffs on him too.
Who are we talking about?
This guy that I knocked out.
The
Oh,
cultist.
okay.
There we go.
Anyway, so if we're all good to go, perhaps we should be along now.
Alright.
Don't need to be down here any longer than we need to be.
Starts walking out the door.
I kind of cover my sleeves to hide the metal plates, but inside of my palms are still completely metal. But I fist them up so people don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, should I roll a history to see if I know who Leon is?
You can if you want.
I guess it's not particularly important right now.
Not especially since the situation is a little bit more concerning. Usually the path over there take you towards the south. Eventually you do see it come to an end as you do see light at the tunnel, but you can tell that it takes you into the water / like ocean, so you highly doubt that they would hide the captured people in water.
Observing this, Lynn will suggest perhaps they left on a boat of some kind.
That would be the reasonable option.
Definitely, they wouldn't have tossed them into the water. I say this trying to hide my obvious lack of intellect in this scenario.
Well, we do find bodies floating in the river regularly, so if they were trying to dispose of them discreetly, that would be the best way to handle it.
Exactly. Thank you, my friend. At least someone else also thought of this idea. It's also logical. I say this in character.
That being said, there still are, I believe, 6 of them unaccounted for. And because they were talking about continuing the experiment or whatever it was they were doing, if you are inclined to leave this sewer as soon as possible, I won't stop you, but I have a job to do, and I believe it would be important to seek them out and see if we can perhaps thwart whatever plan they have.
I will assist you.
Thank you very much.
I fear this is bigger than what we anticipate, but I guess I'll help as well.
Seeing all the people just to go for it, I decided to go as well.
Gleeman Lynn's unblinking eyes, she says, I would definitely prefer to see these men brought to justice. They surprised me the first time. I shan't let it happen again.
Yeah, I'm
Why is
already
the
down
dungeon
here. Might as well
master
finish this up.
What?
Sorry. I was gonna say,
Alright.
why is the dungeon master Constable Valiant? Not that I was complaining.
The ferret is the all-powerful.
He's secretly God.
I
He's like-
mean, he might be the last boss of this campaign. I mean,
The true hero of the campaign.
The true meaning of the campaign, it's to give birth to a new god, Constable Ferret.
what? What do
Truly.
you think? Where did they hide the enemies?
I think they left on a boat.
Oh, there were a number of other paths we could have gone out of this one.
Oh yeah, there were.
If you want, I can give you a hint if you roll me a good old intelligence check.
Intelligence is highest, I presume, so maybe I should.
Or maybe a straight up wisdom.
And
Chances not
Dudu's
high.
thing.
I would roll it,
Um,
but it makes sense that Jin would have no idea in this regard since he's not exactly versed in
Well,
this kind of stuff.
Neko didn't see. I mean, Lynn didn't see this, so maybe not. But Leonard, you kind of recall to the top. You seemingly recall that Alros, I believe it was, found a keychain, and interestingly enough, why were they guarding that wall?
Oh.
Hey,
Oh, I
guys,
thought that wasn't a door.
didn't we find a keychain for something?
Oh, I hold it out.
Yeah, in front,
Yeah,
in
it's
your
fine,
hand,
yeah.
you find a keychain.
Anyone know? Would I remember the door there as well?
You do not recall a door.
Anyone know where a key of this matter would go into?
The only door that you have seen is this one, but it's a simple wooden door with no lock. So
Can
you
I just
highly doubt that it's that one.
I can
can
think
I
of
check the
one
oh,
person who might know where that key goes. He's currently tied up with my guards back in the room.
Ah. Let's go have some fun then. He just
We are
walks
not going
past.
to be abusing prisoners today.
It won't be any abusing. He just
Make no
walks over
promises.
excited.
Eden is going to walk quickly to keep pace with him.
Just briskly walking towards. Is he
know.
unconscious?
Yeah, he's still a little out of it.
Can I just guards, do you mind looking the other way real quickly?
Don't look the other way.
Oh,
I
that's
could cause
fine.
fear, and we could get answers from that.
I have a pretty good intimidation because I think fear is more of like a blind terror kind of thing to where they can't really talk.
Okay.
But it could work like that. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
So can I just try to shake him awake?
Okay, you kind of roughly shake him awake. As the cultist, is violently shook up and is looks at you angrily. You can see him try to summon his magic from his hand in an aggression to try to attack you. But he's currently tied up, so it kind of looks more pathetic than anything else.
Okay, so I'm going to basically get in his face, grab his mohawk, and say, "Where are the prisoners?" Can I do an intimidation?
Sure, but before you do that, he's like, I tell you nothing.
We will see about that. Intimidation. Come on.
As you lift him up, you lift him above your head, and he spits in your face.
I kind of
He
pat
just
him up.
drops them.
I'm going to walk over to him, say, "There's no need for that, friend." I will offer him a small piece of food, kind of hold it up for him, say, "Why don't you tell us what we need to know, and perhaps we could come to some kind of arrangement." And do you want me to roll deceive or intimidate?
That would be more of a
not
deceive, I guess, if
not
you...
intimidate,
Persuasion?
deceive or persuasion.
Or persuasion.
I
That
am
sounds...
lying to him.
I mean,
Thinking
if you're
he's not
lying...
letting-
If you're lying, that's deceive. If you're trying to convince him, that would be deception.
I'm doing both, but I'm also lying about what will help him with.
Then it would be either deception or persuasion, whichever you prefer, because it has a grain of truth.
Jeez.
He's kind of like, I don't trust you, but alright. I thought I might be able to tell you something.
She nods. Certainly. What do you know about the prisoners? Were they killed? Have they been taken somewhere?
That they've been taken to be experimented on.
Experimented on? Well, doesn't that sound lovely? Where Where exactly have they been taken? What kind of experiments are being done?
The experiment itself, I didn't know.
I jump in the conversation and ask, is this the great cataclysm that you're trying to do? To the
He just kind of looks at you and stays silent.
Ooh,
I
does it have
squint
something to
my
do with
eyes.
this? I'm gonna show him the hand that I bit off. Does it have something to do with this
No.
sigil here?
No.
He kind of like reels back a little, like in surprise, and he's like, oh, roll me intimidation.
Okay.
Oh my
Uh-oh.
god.
Wait, can I
I
help
guess
him?
you're a bad cop.
Sorry.
Sure,
He already rolled, never mind.
you can. Yeah, you would have to. But go ahead, Lynn. You said something.
No, I was just saying. I guess he's bad cop.
Fair enough.
There are multiple bad cops. You're the one good cop.
He looks at it like the hand and is like, oh yeah, definitely don't want that to happen to me. Look, listen, there is a secret passage. We work hard in it. It's next to the wall. We were taking the subjects there, but since I'm only an initiate, I don't know much else.
Did he dodge my question?
Kinda.
Eden is going to step between him and the psychotic hand-wielding monkey over there. Sort of block his view of the grotesque display of savagery and say, listen, sir, any further information or help that you can provide to us will it'll definitely help you out in the long run.
Like I said, I'm only initiative.
But this is getting us nowhere. I think we need to spook him a little bit so we can get some answers
No,
out.
I think he might not actually have any other information.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's actually if he's finished?
Sure.
Why did no
Sure.
one think of insight before?
Magic. 20.
Whoa.
You can tell that you can tell that he's being truthful about him being an initiate and not knowing much.
But he didn't answer if I he didn't give me a yes or no answer when I asked about the Great Cataclysm, which is why I'm persisting here.
It's hardly an interrogation room.
Maybe he just doesn't know. He just like looked at you and didn't respond, or maybe he knows, but you may not know.
I turned to Alros and said, how about I'm pretty sure he's hiding one speck of information that would really.
I have an idea. He starts walking out here, pulls some cloth out of his bag, dips it in the sewage water, walks back over.
Oh no.
Eden stands between them and stops him from doing this.
Is there a law against torture prisoners in this world or no?
I mean, the Empire is known to do it.
He's not gonna directly hurt him. He's just going to scare him. Because waterboarding's not technically deadly.
I could cause fear in him towards me, and you can question him because he would want to get away from me. We could.
There are currently people elsewhere being tortured or killed in experiments. Perhaps we should deal with that before we go about torturing prisoners.
What's wrong with torturing prisoners?
There's nothing wrong with it. Without
priorities.
being obstinate.
You see the acolyte say, do I have a say in this?
No.
Never realized humans are just so cruel. He's gonna say that while whipping the hand around.
I mean, they're torturing innocent people. We're torturing this criminal to get answers, to help the innocent people. I think it's
Don't have to do it right now.
We kind of do to figure out where they are.
Can we roll an
Figure out
intimidation?
more about what they're doing.
Can we roll an intimidation based on this
Sure.
conversation?
You can roll intimidation.
Would I get would Okay, yeah.
Would it count?
Can I
Would it
roll
count
it?
as being helped?
Yes. In this situation, yes.
Okay, so advantage on intimidate. 15, 13.
Is definitely more than spooked at this point, like as you're waving the hand and the bag of, well, sewer water.
Or the super water drenched cloth, pretty much.
My orb's still out.
Look, I told you what you want.
You didn't answer one question. Answer that question, and you will not be waterboarded.
I'll like bend towards him, kneel down and bend towards him, and like. So, let me refresh your mind. How about? So, is this the great cataclysm you're working towards, or
Look.
something else?
Look, alright, I heard that word, but I don't know what it means. Alright?
Insight.
Lynn is going to be fairly grossed out by this whole scene and exit into the hallway.
You can't tell that he's telling the truth.
He's telling the truth, or can't tell he's telling the truth?
He's telling the truth.
Okay. I'm gonna back off.
Okay, he just walks up. Any more questions, anyone?
Just one. You follow a cult and you don't even know what you're doing?
I'm, like I said, I'm initiative. I need to prove myself before...
Why would you even follow a cult if you don't even know what you're doing?
Oh, the priest told me that there would be great rewards.
Rewards? What kind of rewards?
Oh, he promised much. He promised us so much.
Can you be specific?
You wouldn't know the great wealth that he promised us. Wealth beyond our imagination. Our own city. To be free.
Well then.
Eden looks to the guards and says, "Make sure that no further harm comes to him."
They're gonna nod and, oh, sure.
Past this one little thing, I just do not do a bit of non-lethal damage on his head to just try to knock him out so he doesn't escape.
You easily just bob him on the head and he
Knock him on the head with the butt of my rapier.
Suppose even men of culture can be savages as well.
What do you mean? I was raised in a noble house. This is...
I mean,
it's not savagery, it's...
at least he wasn't the one waving the arm of a dead person.
That's true, at least.
To be fair, I would have had the arm of a dead person too if he hadn't done it first.
Well, it didn't happen. Hindsight is 2020, so
yeah.
I did mention a
Let's-
secret,
did he
secret
just-
passage, so could I
Just stay
yeah.
directly where the door was at the passage.
Well, the phrasing was that the secret passage is near the wall that they were standing on.
I'm just gonna walk up there. Take out the little keychain and just dangle it around the wall.
As you're like going through it, it does take you a little while, but since Jin does have a fairly high passive perception, I don't even need to make you guys roll with this one. You do find like a small little keyhole. It's quite well hidden into the wall itself.
Jin just watching him dangle keys around, and he's
I
just gonna
thought it was
point to where it
magic.
is like it's really obvious.
I thought it was magic. I don't know, cults, firebolts, and just I put the key in.
Yeah, you put the key in and you hear a mechanism whirl as the wall slides open and you see a small path Well, it's actually wider that's on the map, but you can see it taking towards somewhere, as it's slightly going almost like an upwards.
Oh, let's go.
I would like to send Valiant first to scout ahead, just in case. Last thing we need is to be ambushed in a choke point like that.
As you come up, you come inside of a structure, as you see more like foundations as you follow it. You come into a small room as you exit it. You can tell that you're in more of a lavish place, as you can see that the walls are made of fine tile stone, and the lighting is more thought of, as you can see like a headlight ceiling lamp above you.
Do I recognize the carving?
In fact, when you look at the wall next to you, you see the same sigil that you saw on the corpses.
Okay.
Well, this appears to be their hideout.
If only my body would appear.
You need to put your own token on the map, right? Or you having
Yes.
trouble doing that?
You can drag it yourself. Just open the little subfolder, go to your name, and just drag it there. That should bring you up. In front of you, you see a fairly kept wooden door. You can see the same sigil on it.
Valiant is going to peek through the keyhole, and Eden is going to look through his eyes to see if they can see what's inside.
You see a cage at the from the keyhole. Not much else. You think it might be enough that you can send Valiant through the small little gap between the floor and the door itself.
Okay. Well, we're going to see if Valiant can sneak through there. Going to roll a stealth.
I'm gonna turn to Jin and ask if he still has that hand with the sigil on it.
Oof. And we're going through the door. He is also going to use his powers of perception to see if he can hear any people on the other side of the door in the immediate area.
Okay.
And he has keen senses, so
Alright.
rolling high today.
It's not exact, but you do hear some slight muffled sounds on the other side of the door.
Okay.
But you sent Valiant under the little door.
Yep.
As you come in, you see like these huge cages with a few people inside of them. You can tell that they look miserable, as some of them are almost like their hands and feet are mutated slightly. Almost as in a rejection to something. Other of them are intact and look regular humans, but you can tell that these cages are far too big to hold just a singular person.
Eden, while still perceiving through Valiant, is going to relay this information to the others. And also inform them that there doesn't seem to be any guards or hostile people on the other side of the door at the moment. It's safe to go through.
To the left of you, you see empty vials on the tables, but the last table, you see a purple vial full of, purple liquid.
Can I just go through the door now?
Yeah, you can open the door if you want, or... Yeah, you open the door and you see the same thing.
Oh.
At the end of the hallway, you do see a door. As you come in, the prisoners look like almost dejected of life. They look like their souls have been just completely drained out as they look at you with their blank eyes.
Dang, I don't have enough to lay on hands. I'm just going to see. I'm going to see if that keychain can open the cells.
It does.
Okay, then I'm just gonna go cell to cell, trying to get them out.
As you do open the cells, you open the first one, fine, nothing really happens, but as you open the second one, as you see the person beyond it, you see his face is almost like Two-Face, as it's mutated into this flesh of like flesh upon flesh. As you're about to open the door, he tries to grab you and bite you as he almost gnaws at you, and it's like
okay, you're staying in there for a bit, buddy. And then he's just gonna go look at the other cages, seeing if they're, or just asking each a normal question, seeing if they're sentient.
The second one over here, he seems blank, but he's like, oh, thank you, yes. The third one, you see that his skin has almost become pharaoh-like. You can see long claws and fur all over, as it's almost completely overgrown.
Does he look like a lycanthrope at all? Like a werewolf?
No. I mean, kinda, but he's not.
Okay.
That's a good comparison, but I can tell you that he's not.
Can I just say, hey friend, are you alright? I just ask him that question.
He kind of looks at you with this buggy eyes, and he's like, yes, I'm fine. I feel wonderful. How about you?
You're gonna be standing there for just a bit longer.
And
How about we leave them all in their cells for the time being?
And the last one, you look over, and you see this massive figure of a human, twice the size of a regular folk. And if you ever saw Game of Thrones, as you come up to him, he's just repeats his own name.
So he's basically like an Ogryn.
He's like, Bob. Bob. Bob.
Okay. I won't be letting you out right now, but we will come back for you.
As you look at the top of his cage, he has torn the roof off it.
Or I guess you would not have that much of a problem getting out if you really wanted to, though. I just leave him then.
I'll make a medicine check on the first prisoner up here. See if I can't figure out anything more of what's wrong with him.
This one or the federal one?
Yeah, the very first one who cage is open.
Okay. Well, this one over at the first cage, like I said, is a regular human.
I think that's the only one I actually opened this up. Yeah, that's the only one I opened, I think.
Yeah, you look the person over. You don't see anything wrong. But you can see she does have that blank expression. Almost it's hard to say. But she just has that a mile 1,000-mile stare.
I'll give them a pat on the shoulder before I move on then.
Eden is going to inspect that purple file.
Mhm. You look at the vial. As you look at it and stare into it, roll me a intelligence saving throw.
Oh boy.
Good God.
Oh, thank God.
For a moment, you think like as you look into it, for a moment it's like a flash. You think you see yourself.
It's not good.
Eden is going to quickly put that in her pocket and look to the others and say, it's probably best if we don't look too closely at it. We can inspect it in a safer environment.
Right, let's go. Next door.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that is where we shall end it for today.
All right.
Oh, well, this has been fun.